Hi everybody, it's Alison from digiteachonline.com. If you want to know how to use Zoom either to stream directly into your Facebook groups or to do Facebook Lives or on YouTube, then this video is for you. Coming right up. Here's Zoom, and to get to Zoom it's zoom.us or zoom.us. It's really easy, and you go along to my account if you have an account, and you go down to settings, which is down here on the left hand side, and then you scroll all the way down. It's quite a way down until you get to, these are all the different settings, allow live streamings of meetings, and this is what you need to activate so that you can then start streaming directly with Zoom into Facebook, and using Zoom also on YouTube, and also using Zoom for Workplace by Facebook. So once you have clicked all of those, you're pretty much good to go. I'm going to show you what you do next. So let's just say you want to start a meeting, or I'm going to schedule a meeting. I'm just going to do it now. Or you can also download the Zoom app as well, actually. So let's do 5:42 p.m. today. Let's get going. Press save. I'm going to start this meeting. Open US app, which is what I already actually have opened on my desktop. And I'm going to bring this over into the window. So I'm actually streaming directly through my camera using the ManyCam app, which is so useful for doing anything online, whether it's teaching, conferences, meetings, and I'll leave another link actually here, and also I'll link it down below. I've done a full tutorial on that. It's so easy, and again, it's a free app and it really makes a massive difference to your lessons. So let's go down to here where it says more. Okay, so next you just go down to the more button, and here you will see all of the different options that you activated in your settings on Zoom. So now you can stream live through Zoom on Facebook, with Zoom on Workplace by Facebook, and also with Zoom live on YouTube. So I'm going to choose live on Facebook. It's going to take me to my Facebook page, and it's going to ask me, on my Facebook account, it's actually going to ask me where do I want to post my live video. So here you have options. Do you want to stream live with Zoom to your news feed, on a friend's timeline, use Zoom in a Facebook group, use Zoom in as an event, or use Zoom as a live on a page you manage. So I'm going to do it into one of my groups, which is share in a group. I'm going to click on that, and one of my groups is called Building an Online Education Business, where I coach all sorts of people from all sorts of walks of life who want to create their own online business. Next. And then this should take me directly into my Facebook group, Preparing Live Streaming Preview. Here we are. Just give it a few moments. We're going to have to go through just a couple of settings. So this is the back end of Facebook. So we're still on Facebook. I'm just going to put here live Zoom training, and here you can put whatever you would like to put in here. So you don't really need this feature for gaming. Now this bit up here is quite important. Now, as I said, I'm streaming through ManyCam, which you can see here, and you can see me here. ManyCam, I'm a ManyCam Studio Lifetime user because I use it all the time. But as I said, you can start using this for free. So here I'm going to just check my settings. So end live video if stream stops. Yes, I want to do that. The viewing button here, allow viewers to rewind. Can they do that? That's quite useful. Put yes. Turn on auto-generated captions. Now this is quite important because on all social media, all videos, even if it's lives like this, tend to get more viewing if the auto-generated captions are enabled. So I'm going to click that one there, and allow viewers to message you directly. So obviously it's my own group, so I would put yes there so that I can answer any questions that anybody has. So this is the live stream setup. I'm not using a paired encoder, and I'm literally going to press go live here. And here we are now. I am live in my group. Alison McRobbie is live now. So if I go back to Zoom, which is me here, okay, this is what people are seeing. They're seeing me live in my group. So I'm just going to go through a couple of the options here. I'm choosing my ManyCam virtual webcam, but you don't have to use that. You can use something else, whatever camera you like. And also the virtual background is sometimes important, so I'm going to show that. These are some of the settings you would generally do actually before you start doing your live. So you can choose your video filters as well, virtual background, sorry. So I have a green screen. If you don't have a green screen, you can unclick that and it will give you a couple of video effects. We're not going to go into that now. Video filters can be quite entertaining. You know, if you're teaching, these are quite good. Also, I teach French as well, so that's quite useful. Or maybe you just want something to boost the appearance that you have on screen. So all of these options are also quite useful. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. So the other option here is you can invite people obviously onto your Zoom, which is quite important. You can answer messages in the chat, which is here in real time. That can be really useful. And you can even do polls and breakout rooms. So if you're doing hosting a live session, whether that be a lesson or a business meeting or even training or coaching, then you can give people breakout rooms where they can then go off on the Zoom app and discuss things and or even rehearse things if it's a lesson, and then you can bring them back into the main Zoom classroom. So I think it's always good to think of Zoom as a virtual classroom. I think if you're not used to using Zoom, if you think of it like that, and the breakout rooms are additional classrooms in a school or a college, I find that helps people to kind of understand it a little bit more. And obviously you've got your reactions. If you suddenly need to mute yourself, maybe your noisy teenagers have come into your room, because a lot of us work from home right now, then click mute, then click mute. And you can't hear me anymore, and then you can't hear me anymore. So it's quite useful. You can choose whether or not you want to record. Again, that is completely up to you. Resume recording, and again you can decide to stop the live stream, which is what we're going to do now. I'm going to have to nip into my group very quickly after and delete some of this, there we go. So these are some, obviously some of the functions. You can also share files here, which are really, really useful. Let me bring that over. So let's just say you're in a business meeting or a business discussion and you want to share a file. You can do it privately, directly, like this. Or you can also, if you go down to here, share screen, you again have even more options. I'm just going to quickly go over these because I have done a full tutorial about this. So you can, how many participants can share at the same time? One participant or multiple participants. So Zoom does give you lots and lots and lots of options of all the different things that you can do. So I really, really think it's a great opportunity. Now here, as you saw, I just clicked on share screen. There are loads of different types of functions on Zoom. So when you're sharing, you can share the desktop, or you can actually share the whiteboard here, which a lot of people don't really know about. And this is great. The whiteboard is brilliant. You can clearly describe things, whether it's a lesson you're having or something else, a business meeting. You can spotlight, so click on here and you can clearly see this. Now this is really important because when you're working on Zoom and you're seeing it from this side, you think the people that are watching this can see it from their side, but they can't. So it's really important to make sure that you've got the spotlight and on like this, or you can choose the arrow like that, but I like the red because I think people can see that a lot easier. And this is what they can see on their side. They can see this red kind of dot moving around. If you then want to move something or select something, you do need to click back on select. Okay, so if I was to go back onto Spotlight and then try moving that, you see I can't do that. I need to go back onto select and then I can move anything that's on my screen that I've put there. Text is obviously quite simple. You can do lots of text. You can draw. There's all different ways that you can draw. You can do shapes. You can do freehand. So if you're underlining, things like that can be quite useful. You can use a stamp. Lots of my students love this when I'm trying to explain something. They start giving lots of stamps, and obviously if you're an online teacher, for example, or even in a business meeting and you want to give someone a star, there you go, help change the vibe a little bit. Question mark, not quite sure about that. We've done Spotlight. Eraser is obviously great. Now we can just rub all of that out. Again, this is like a brilliant function on Zoom. You can format as well, different colors, different line widths, and the size of your font. Brilliant. And also you can choose whether or not you want to save this whiteboard, whatever you're doing, as a PNG or a PDF. Now that might be really useful if you've just spent quite a lot of time drawing something up and explaining it, and you think, oh, that would be useful, I could use that for something else as a point of reference. So then that's a great option. So let's just go back to the screen share. Now a few people get lost with the screen share, so I'm just going to go down here. You literally, if you can't see, you have to really wiggle your mouse right down to the bottom again and press on new screen share. If you're explaining something on an app, if you're working with an app, you go to the iPhone, iPad via AirPlay, and it will share that. I'm not going to do that because I haven't installed anything. Obviously, I can share certain screens within ManyCam if that's what I wanted to use, or if I was using a part of a window that was open on Google, I would use that, or something else. So another element which is really important is slides as a virtual background. So here you can literally open up any types of slides. So I'm going to do something like this as a Christmas PowerPoint that I've got here on my desktop. So it's preparing the slides, and this is really useful. Again, you can use this as an additional resource for teaching online, or indeed hosting a business meeting and you want to go through some figures or something a little bit more in detail. So this is the main focus, and then everybody around up at the top here can look at this and discuss it. It is just preparing the slides at the moment. So if you imagine if you're in a meeting, all along here at the top you would have different people, or indeed if you were teaching a class online you would have different students up here. So it's all you know, quite relevant, and again really interesting. Okay, so I'll just move it over here. So this, as you saw, this was the PowerPoint that just popped up on the screen. Now this is really nice because you can actually prepare a presentation, be it a lesson or something for a business meeting, and be really prepared. So this can be all of your lesson, and you can still use these other functions where you're able to draw on the main slide and do all this other stuff. So it's really a really useful option. Again, if you just wanted to share a portion of the screen, this is really useful, especially for children. So I'm just going to go back to here. So let's just say, for example, I do quite a lot of teaching, and sometimes I will nip into YouTube and use a song or something like that. And because I teach children, I don't really want them to be able to see the whole of the YouTube screen, just in case something inappropriate, or perhaps not necessarily inappropriate, but something that's not quite to their age pops up. So I make sure that I only share the actual YouTube screen like this, and this is how I make sure that they're only viewing what they're meant to be seeing. So that is a really useful kind of hack there. Okay, so let's have a look at all the other options as well, which is music or a computer sound, or indeed you can also share files as well. So that's quite interesting as well. You can share something from the Dropbox, you can share something from Microsoft OneDrive, your Google Drive, or what have you. So hopefully that is going to be kind of useful for you. Anyway, I hope that was really useful for you, and now you can actually stream live into Facebook or YouTube using Zoom, and use all the other functions as well. So brilliant. Okay, wonderful. Have a great day, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you're interested in more things to do with teaching online and basic business development using online products, services, and lots of different things, then go along and have a look at digiteachonline.com. Have a great day. Goodbye, everybody.